Okay. All right. So we're back. If you wonder why Jacie's face doesn't change, it's just because she's on audio and not necessarily on video. But that's okay. That the podcast is more audio than video anyway. But I wanted to do a recap get together because this has been a pretty significant story on Beautiful Strength and just a significant story in general. And I think that if anybody saw the post back in February or has followed this story, they would love to hear from you guys and an update on the whole activities that happened, which almost is like 2 months ago, and like a month and a half ago now.
7 weeks. 7 weeks today. Well, yeah.
So, just to recap, Sarah contacted me in February, I do believe, February 25th, if I'm correct on the date, about being on the podcast and searching for a kidney donor for her husband, Brian, who is in the upper left-hand corner if you're watching the video. And then Jacie responded to, I know it's like the Brady Bunch over here, responded, and we've done a couple different stories. We've heard Brian's side of the story, we've heard Jacie's side of the story, but I just kind of want to talk to you guys about what life has been since the transplant and just how you guys are doing. Give me a little bit of an update.
Sounds great. Do you want me to start or?
Go for it.
I think so.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to go down a path that's a little bit different. When Jacie told me that her follow-up appointment was going to be September the 29th, I put 2 and 2 together and realized that was my dad's birthday. So today we're celebrating that as well. He's having his heavenly birthday. He would have been 85 today. And so part of the story that's kind of unique is about 3 weeks prior to the donation, I had a dream and my dad was in it, and he knocked on the door, and I'm in my dream, and I opened the doors and I looked out and I was like, "Dad, I thought you were going home." He said, "I'd intended to, but I got tired." I said, "Well, that's okay. Sarah's at work." In my dream, Sarah was at work. I said, "Well, that's okay. Come in. You can either take a nap on the couch or upstairs in your bed." And so it's kind of weird. And I'm having this dream. And once again, he just comes in, and all of a sudden in my dream, I wake up and he never left the house. So I knew that during the actual transplant, my dad was here with me throughout the whole time, because like I said, in my dream, he never left. So that gave me strength and confidence. And Jacie had extreme confidence. She knew that she was the person that was supposed to be the donor and never wavered. And I probably had a little bit of, probably a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of like anxiety. But after being with Jacie for that period of time, I was like, if she's okay with it, then it's meant to be. So we just did it. So, yeah. But things are going well. And last week was our 6-week follow-up. We've progressed really well. I think as soon as you saw me, I think there in the hospital, you could see the difference in my color, and I could hear.
Yes.
And it was kind of just a drastic change in regards to that so quickly. And we've continued to go back. For 6 straight weeks, we went into the transplant center, and all of our numbers have been really, really good. Everything's pretty much in goal. Only thing that's a little low, my magnesium's a little bit low. So they've given me supplements for that. And also I have dealt with a couple of UTIs, but last week when we went in, that was clear. So I was really thrilled with that. They've got me on a little bit of an antibiotic. So hopefully next week when we go back, that will look great too. But like I said, the kidney function's been great. All of my other vitals have been great. We've been amazed the amount of energy we've had. It's still an ongoing process, but I've started walking here several days a week, if not every day, and it's kind of longer walks than I could even do prior to being on dialysis. So, everything's just continuing to work the way it's supposed to, and Phoenix is doing really well. So
That is awesome. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, they named the kidney Phoenix, which is kind of cool. And I wanted to do this a little bit later. Like, I know it's been 6 weeks, but I kind of, even like when you got on the podcast, or like when Jacie said, oh yeah, she was willing to do it. And like, until it was in you and everything was like, okay, and Jacie was okay, and you were okay, I was like, oh man, I don't want to do it just yet. But I mean, I had a positive attitude about it, but it was also like, especially from watching from a distance, I was just like, ooh, like I don't want to jinx anything, and I want everything to go okay. So to see you both like looking very well now, because Jacie didn't look too great that after surgery either, and I'm like, oh man, girl, like I was like, I mean, just from an outsider looking in, it was like, and now I feel like we're all family. So
Right?
yeah,
We are all family, so we're just thankful for everybody that was part of the journey. Obviously, Jacie had the role, but there were so many other people that pitched in along the way, from a Nat to everybody else. I mean, we wouldn't even, an hour probably wouldn't even give us enough time to thank everybody appropriately. So
yeah,
we're just thankful for everybody that was pitched a part, big or small. So
yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So Jacie, how are you doing now?
You know what? I am doing really, really well. In most ways, I wouldn't even have a clue that I had surgery or anything. I mean, I feel amazing. My brain is super clear, and emotionally feel great, mentally, physically, for the most part. The hardest part now is, here we are at 7 weeks, and I can lift, they say I can lift up to 25 pounds, but I had two of my granddaughters over the weekend, and I backslid in my healing. Unfortunately, I
Picking them
think,
up or chasing them and stuff.
yeah, my muscles on my side. Sorry, I keep getting a phone call that keeps coming in.
Yeah.
My muscles are like super sore. It hurts to cough again, hurts to sneeze again. So I think lifting the baby maybe sent me back, but it's worth it for sure to hold that little one. So, but really, I seriously just I feel amazing, and I don't feel like I'm missing a kidney. I don't.
Well, you know where it is. You're not exactly like missing
not
it.
really missing it, but yeah, exactly. So yeah, and I'm just still so filled with gratitude. Like Brian said, so many people were involved, and I may have to take this call because I've got someone looking at my house right now. So
if you have to hop off, you totally can. I just wanted to make sure you were included.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I'm just so filled with gratitude because there, were hundreds and hundreds of people like praying for us that contributed to fundraisers that, just were there along the way, and everything, and showing love and everything. And it means the world to all of us. It really does. So, I know, pretty amazing.
It is.
Pretty amazing.
It is very awesome.
It's overwhelming when you stop and think about it all. I was scrolling back through my Facebook the other day, and I couldn't believe all the posts that were going on and stuff during that couple of weeks that we were together. And even some posts that I hadn't seen before. I don't know how I missed them, but when they were updating, like when we were in surgery and stuff, and it was just so wow. Like, just, like no words to see the people that were following the surgery and people that shared our surgery progress and everything. And it's just, I guess, humankind, humanity again at its finest. And we got to see that and live that and be a part of that. And it was just the most beautiful experience, So
I went through this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful because it was, I don't know, I feel like I've said in every other talk or podcast or whatever, I feel like I got just as big of a gift. I mean, his was a life-saving gift, but mine was just a life-building gift. It was just, the love. I mean, the love is just, yeah, filled my cup for sure. So
That is awesome.
I went through the same thing with some of the posts. I mean, it felt like 3 or 4 days disappeared with, just the time just stood still. But you go back and we were having 200, 300, 400 people that were liking or sharing, or it was just an amazing number of people were involved with all of this. So we just our journey's been unique, but really blessed. So.
And I think what's really cool too is now you guys are both sharing other people's stories, which is really cool. Like it continues on because you're trying to help other people, like Jacie telling your story, and like that encourages other people to be organ donors or even think about organ donation. And then Brian and Sarah, I've seen you share other people's stories too that are looking for kidneys. So it's not like you just like did this and then you just walk away and you're just like, okay, cool. Like I'm taken care of it. Like you guys are continuing to share and to continuing to encourage other people to either live out a life, ask for help, or give help. And that's pretty cool.
We had a good friend 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I guess it was. We had started a little Zoom on Friday nights, and he called in on the first one. And basically our concept is if you'll get on the Zoom with us, tell your story, we'll be more than glad to share any post that you can create. The important thing is you got to tell your story or nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 weeks ago tomorrow, the first person that ever called into the Zoom, he actually got a deceased donor up in North Carolina. And the thing about him is 3 years ago in 2017, when I started having kidney issues, I'm in a fantasy football league. And this, one of the guys in my league is really good friends with Tom, the guy up in North Carolina. And I reached out to Tom, and he didn't know me. I reached out via email, and he basically welcomed me with open arms, and he kind of encouraged me throughout the whole process. And now that I've had a kidney, it was my turn to do the favor for him. And so he got transplanted 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and he's doing really well. So
wow. So Sarah, how has your life changed? Because are you still getting massive amounts of boxes from UPS every day? Not every day, but every week?
No, thank goodness. Heck no. I'm so glad that we not get any boxes from UPS anymore. It's just amazing, just the whole story. And like you were saying, it's not, our story doesn't stop with us. We kind of want to pay it forward because we truly, and Brian can agree with me with this, we really did get blessed, and we feel like, why can't we pay it forward? Why can't we say, we try to help somebody else? So I don't know, it's so I just love it. Just love it.
Now, have you guys been able to go out of your house yet? Like, I mean, I know you said you went for walks and stuff, but weren't you kind of like, have you been released into the wild yet with COVID?
I have. We've had 2 lunch dates so far. We went to a sports bar one time. We didn't really watch any games. That wasn't the point of it. But then we went to the Cheesecake Factory a couple of days later. So we've gotten out, and she's even mentioned possibly traveling. She's going to finally get a vacation. She started a new job at the end of August. It's an old job and a new job. It's the same. She went back to a place where she had been before.
Yeah.
And so she's going to get vacation sometime. She's put in for the weekend before Halloween. And so right now we're just contemplating where to go. And of course, there's a little bit of uncertainty about traveling, but at the same time, you got to live your life. So
right, and just be fun and smart about it. I know I'm planning on going out to Arizona in January.
Oh, sweet.
I'm working on it. I think it's like 2 hours from you, but if we can make a pit stop and see you, I'm totally going to do it. Because I think it's more towards the California border, but in order to
you
get
are right on the California border.
I think, but in order to get from Louisiana to there, I would assume we have to come kind of through Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do.
Right on Interstate 10, I think. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10
Oh,
is
that'll
what.
be really exciting.
So yeah, I'm looking. That'll be cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
I'll bring my
God willing,
box.
I won't have my house though. So
Yeah. So we're in the last 7 weeks, you've sold your house. Did you end up going to
no,
Montana?
I have not sold my house
Oh,
yet. My
working
house
on
is
it.
just listed. Yeah, there's
Okay.
someone there viewing it right now.
Okay.
So
And
yeah, in
did
the
you end
last
up going to
7 weeks.
Montana?
I'm sorry.
Did you end up going to Montana?
I
Wyoming.
did, but just for a short amount of time. I went, Dwayne went up there and did harvest. And then I flew up when he was done. I flew up to Billings and met him in Billings.
Mm-hmm.
And then we drove home through, we stayed one night in Red Lodge, Montana. And then we went to Yellowstone and drove through the Grand Tetons, which you really couldn't see because of the smoke.
Oh.
And then stayed in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. My memory here, trying to keep my memory all straight. Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and then went down through Mount Pillier, Idaho, and down the east side of Salt Lake. So we went through the Provo Canyon and stuff, and then stayed in Provo, and then drove home that last day from Salt Lake. So yeah, so I did that. But before that, I bought a house.
Yeah.
So, and just was incredibly lucky and blessed and everything with even getting that house. So it's, it's been quite a whirlwind 7 weeks for sure. Lots happened. So
Yeah. Is this your puppy behind you?
it is. He's right.
Captain.
That's
Was
Captain.
he super excited for you to be home when you, how long were you here? 4 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Actually, 3.5 weeks, actually. We got there on a Sunday and left on a Wednesday, so it was 3.5 weeks.
Okay. Was it only supposed to be 2?
It was only supposed to be 2.5 weeks. We were going to leave the Wednesday before, but because I had the pain complications in the hospital, no one felt comfortable with me getting on a plane and leaving. So
Yeah.
I didn't get out of the hospital till Tuesday. I was in the hospital a whole week.
Yeah,
but
you
I mean,
definitely need to come back to Nashville when you can experience Nashville.
Well, yeah, especially when all the restrictions are lifted, because
it wouldn't have been the
very
greatest
little
time
was
anyway, but yeah.
And what?
I said it wouldn't have been the greatest time anyway because of the COVID stuff going on, but sometime if you haven't been, definitely come back.
Yes, definitely. We will. We're planning on it. So it got a little bit postponed with building the new house and stuff, but but we're definitely going to do it. So just not this fall, probably.
So, one thing at a time. Give a kid leave, build a house. That's a few major places.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, but life is good for sure.
Oh, awesome. So this doesn't have to be like super long. I just wanted to see everybody's faces, see how you guys were, and do a short little update, and basically just see you guys all smiling because this is pretty awesome. Like it's pretty significant, and I am getting chills just looking at you guys because you're in 2 different parts of the country and totally like sharing a body part. Like that sounds weird to say it that way, but it is. It's just like really cool. Oops, I don't know if she muted. It's just really awesome. And it's awesome to see you guys smiling and well and feeling good. And it's just, I feel like I said, I'm just kind of like this bystander part of this, but it's like family now. So.
Yeah, it's cool for sure.
No, you're good.
Sorry, the other agent keeps texting me and stuff, and so
maybe you'll sell your house while on the podcast.
I know, wouldn't that be great? That would be so great.
Yeah.
So she wants to know how deep the pool is and what if they can see under the covers. So I'm like, do you want me to drive back there? Like, I can meet you there.
To open it. Go sell your own house. That'd be funny.
I'm in the Starbucks parking lot.
Nice.
So I'm like, I gotta do something. I gotta leave my house, and I went through Starbucks, and they said it's National Coffee Day. You'll have to look at my post because there's pictures of Captain drinking his little pup. Well, they call it a puppuccino. It's whipped cream and a dog bone in a little cup.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't have dogs. I don't get to do those fun things. I'm gonna borrow somebody else's dog.
Oh, and he loves it too. He definitely loves it. Let's see if I can. But he's looking out the window now,
Yeah.
watching
Love the
everything.
smell of coffee. So Brian, did you end up liking tomatoes? Was it tomatoes?
Yeah,
He
it
would
was tomatoes.
not
I
like
still
them.
like them.
No.
I still like them. And then on top of that, Annette, I'm actually doing something kind of similar to what you're doing. Not as into it yet, but I on Twitter I reached out to a group that has a fantasy football website, and I was like, well, they were wanting to expand their group, and so I've started writing fantasy football articles for them, and I'm also going to be doing some podcasts with them. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Brian?
really
so
cool.
I'm hoping to get the word out, and maybe long term actually do something, maybe do my own website or do my own articles. I wrote one article last Friday, and I'm in the process of writing another one today. So
Yeah.
You're
that's
really
awesome.
right too. Everyone always compliments your posts when you do longer posts, and everyone's always like, he's such a good writer. Like he's so well spoken with that.
Yeah, very talented.
yeah,
It's that
I reached
Vanderbilt education.
that's the education behind it. It is.
Yeah.
So Dwayne reached out to me last night just to check on how we were doing. And
Yeah.
I told him we were doing great. And I told him about the fantasy football article, and I forwarded it to him. And he said his brother's big into fantasy footballs. So he said, I'll have to get him connected with you. I was like, yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
I've won fantasy football leagues twice. Just so you know. The first time was a total fluke because I just wanted the Chiefs defense and then Drew Brees as a quarterback and then and Travis Kelce. And after that, I just picked them based on if they were good looking or not. And I'm like, what school did you go to? What's your, I mean, it was a total chick pick and I won. And then the next year after that, you're like, I've always loved football, but I've never really paid attention to like every team. I just follow the teams or the people I find attractive. And then after that fantasy thing, I was like, oh, I get this. Like, it was nice to be able to watch like multiple games and stuff. And then the next year I actually picked based on performance, but still had my Chiefs and some Drew Brees. And I won again. And I haven't played since. I've only played twice. It's a lot of commitment.
one thing I've noticed is when you have Drew Brees, you pretty much win. So
Yeah. Well, now Mahomes too. Whoop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are 3-0, so that's good.
Yeah.
You guys can keep that stuff.
Right? Right. All right. Well, we can hop off of here. I just wanted to say hey and hi and
we're getting all sorts of feedback.
I know.
We're getting all sorts of feedback.
Oh, is it from me? Shouldn't be from me. I don't know. I'm sitting in my living room, or not living room. I'm in my kitchen.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I just wanted to do a short little update, see your guys' smiling faces, say hey, and let the world know that you guys are doing awesome. And now I said back on Star Wars.
Well, I know Brian and I know probably Jackie feels the same, but thank you for that morning and for saying, hey, I got 15 minutes. Come on over. Yeah. And I was like, Brian, get up, let's go.
It was a little
all stars aligned, all those things. So yeah, very cool.
It was life-changing for everyone.
Awesome. Well, I hope we get to meet again in person at some point. At some point. Darn COVID, but anything else you want to say before we log off?
No, I think the only thing I'd like to say is for all the people that are waiting for their kidney, please tell your story, because if you don't, nobody will know. And like Sarah said, we're only one of 113,000 needing kidneys. So it's important that you tell your story so that you can get your donor. So.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, love you guys. And I
can't
wait to see you again.
Love you too.
And we will stay all connected on Facebook and socials and all the other things until we meet again, okay?
Thank you, Annette. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye. Love everybody.